No, it's for you. I want to give you my secret. No, dude. Take it, just take it. Dude, you're gonna make me.
My friends online put in some money to give you. What is up, guys? I just turned 25 years old. Wow, this is pretty scary. Exactly how I feel about turning 25. Look at this view, though. Is this not crazy? This past year has been absolutely insane, I will say. I've grown more than I ever have in my entire life. Yeah, I've grown a lot this year. So my birthday is October 2nd, and a year ago, when I turned 24, my goal was to make a full-time career in the creative industry and travel to all 50 states. It's crazy to think that back then I was at 60,000 followers, 200 on YouTube, and 4K on Insta. A year later, I'm now at 800,000 followers on TikTok, 23,000 on YouTube, and 23,000 on Instagram. In this video, I just want to recap the past year and talk about things that I've learned and the journey that I've gone through as a creator. Hey guys, this video is slightly different than my typical videos. However, it's going to get really emotional. I really think this message is really important. If there's any video I could convince you guys to watch, it's going to be this one. There's also going to be a mental health tracker and my TikTok follower engagement as the months go by in this past year. And I think that'll be really interesting for you guys to see. I want to start back in September of 2020. I just lost my job and I moved into my car full time to try to make videos. Somehow I ended up on this crazy road trip with strangers.
So many highlights up and they have a space net, there's gonna be like a DJ and stuff too. You wanna come?
Dude, I'm freaking down.
I'm just following you? Yeah.
My life was just about chasing adventure and living the best life possible. I just wanted to explore this new freedom I had. For my 24th birthday, I moved into my favorite city in the US, Chicago. I had a month lease. I got a remote job making TikToks for companies like Chipotle and Maserati. To be honest, I was just stoked to be away from home. I left Chicago, which is crazy because I just moved there a month ago. I wasn't sure what I was looking for, and Chicago just didn't feel right. So I decided to move back into my car and keep traveling around couch surfing with strangers, which was getting really difficult because of the pandemic. At the end of the month, this girl that ghosted me months ago decided to hit me back up, and I invited her to fly to New York City to spend the week with me. Yeah, I actually drove to New York City because I have a lot of friends in the city that gave me their beautiful luxury apartments to stay in. The weekend with Kat ended up turning into 10 days, and I honestly really started to like her. This interaction made me really believe in romance again. Christmas in New York City. Powdery white snow falling from the sky, families getting together and sharing gifts, couples ice skating all around. This was going to be my first white Christmas. But things didn't go like I thought it would. I lost my job at the agency I was at, and I felt kind of lost. I was in New York City meeting a bunch of young professionals. I was falling in love with the city, but I felt so lonely, which is super ironic because I had so many people around me at all times. On Christmas, I saw a homeless man overdose as I tried to give him CPR, and this was probably the first time I started struggling with my mental health. Grief is kind of weird. A lot of people are going to tell you how to deal with it, how to move on, but you don't really move on from grief. You kind of just grow from it. If I can give any advice to anyone that's losing someone right now, journal. It really kind of helps you understand your feelings a bit more and those memories and how you feel in that moment. You're gonna want that later because you're gonna be really excited to see how much you've grown since. That's honestly a big reason why I make videos in the first place. For then that month though, I was struggling to sleep at night. I was using sex to cope with my depression. I was excited to move on from that year, definitely. Every single day that I'm trying to be a content creator, I could just fall off tomorrow and this could all end. So I have to keep grinding every single day, and it's stressing, and but I mean, that's the life I chose, right? I hit 100K in the middle of January, and I decided it was time to leave New York City. After struggling with my mental health a lot, it seemed like the best idea was instability. I know that doesn't make any sense at all, but for me, I thrive on just new environments. So I drove up to New England in the snow and lived out of my car. Freaking freezing, but I visited my 32nd state of Vermont. We made it to Vermont! Let's go! I got into a pretty massive car accident that sucked. To be honest, I'm a pretty happy person, but every time I drove into an intersection, I got spooked. So February is when my luck started turning around a lot. Because I was too scared to drive all the way to Pittsburgh to take care of my friend, I stayed in Connecticut, and that's where I met Mike. It's this homeless guy that was trying to look for work, and it was like -10 outside, so I invited him into my car to have dinner with me. Sometimes I use the dating apps. I swipe on girls and try to get a place to sleep. The video went viral on TikTok. 7.5 million views. Wow. Raising $15,000 in 2 weeks for him. After helping him out, I decided to stay around the East Coast for 6 months to try to get him back on his feet. Because of that, I decided to get a Valentine's Day in Connecticut. That's how I ended up on Valentine's Day with a MILF. Cassie is a single mother, and though she's a beautiful mom, I think the thing that inspired me the most about her was how much she cared and loved for her child. Freaking inspiring stuff. Shit was heartwarming. March, I finally got my first brand deal. Let's go! I got the opportunity to fly 2 random strangers to New York City for the best weekend of their lives. Unfortunately, the video didn't go as well as I thought it would. The videos also flopped, and it was my first time with adversity and meeting people online and things not going as well as I wanted to. And later I ended up finding out that one of my friends in New York was running a scam, and then he was connected to another guy that was like running a Ponzi scheme and scamming people out of millions. Cut that shit right out of my life. Is that not the most New York thing ever? But yeah, I was starting to see a new girl. She asked me to commit to her and then made out with another guy in front of me the next day. Yeah, I was fucking hating New York. I was feeling super lonely and missing my old friends, so I decided to fly back to California and surprise them. Speaking of surprising your friends, Cuts actually surprised me with a brand new package. Got some new clothes, and ow, oh my toenail. Cuts is now releasing bottoms. I just got the new AO joggers. If you look closely, they kind of look like dress pants. Like, they kind of have like dress pants capabilities. Like, this is what it looks like. Has a little hook. It even has the zipper pocket right here, so you don't lose your shit. What I love about these pants is you can kind of wear them for any occasion you want. I literally wore these to a gala the other day, put a suit on, and it looks so freaking good. I'll show you really fast. I wasn't wearing the hoodie, and honestly, it looked pretty good. The back of the pants have these crumpled little edges, which kind of makes it look like joggers, but the front is very clean cut. So it's like almost like business from the front and casual from the back. Also, I keep meeting some of you guys in person in New York, and you keep asking me, is Cuts really that nice? If you even look at my past videos, I'm wearing Cuts for like every single video. Like, I wear Cuts every single day nowadays. Use my discount code in the description to get 15% off your purchase, and it supports me, so thank you guys so much. How have you been?
Thank you at all.
1, 2,
Holy what the fuck? You gotta be good. Hey mom.
Oh, you saw my car! I couldn't even handle it, you didn't tell me.
What do you guys think of the view?
It's very beautiful.
Just seeing my old friends made me so happy. One thing I realized is that me and my friends have become such different people, and I think that's what happens when you travel so much. You're constantly experiencing new things. You're to change much more than your friends that live a more sedentary life. And to be honest, I was feeling a little disconnected from them. I was wondering if we would be friends in the future. I fucked up. I was feeling super distant from my friends, really alone. Side little note, I kinda had just ended things with the love of my life, which doesn't make sense because I hadn't mentioned her till then. I fell in love with my best friend, and in that moment we decided that because our feelings were just too strong for each other and we needed to separate because that would be best for both of us. After that, I was feeling like I really lost a lot of people in my life. So I ended up sleeping with this girl that my old best friend had slept with. They were friends with benefits before, and I lied to my friends about it. It was just a messy situation, and I still think about trying to be a better person every single day. June, that's when things started turning around for my mental health. I moved in with a complete stranger I met from Hinge, which was a massive red flag. Everyone told me not to do it. Moving in with a complete stranger, definitely not the smartest thing I've ever done, but if you guys follow this YouTube channel, you definitely know I'm not the smartest person in the world. Hey, dumb people make the best content. Spoiler alert, the month went super well, and Taylor and I became like best friends. We still talk like every other week right now. So around July, I remembered that I still needed to actually accomplish my goal, which was visit all 50 states in America. So I drove from New York all the way down to Florida, then over to Tennessee, and then down to Texas, and finally over to California. Along the way, I picked up a hitchhiker, but I had at that point now officially been to 49 US states. And the reason why I needed to get back to California so badly is because in July, me, Seth, Lexi, and Hunter were going on a little road trip. It's my first time collabing with other creators, which makes me super nervous because I built my entire platform on hanging out with strangers, but thought it was smart because the bigger following I can grow, the more I can help out other people. So we decided to rent a van and shoot as much crazy content driving through the Pacific Northwest. A lot of cool things happened, and a lot of really shitty things happened, but good learning experience. In September, I flew to Vancouver for a girl, and it turns out when I landed, she told me she was seeing someone else. So I felt like I wasted a bunch of money and a bunch of time, and I was pretty freaking pissed. Posted on TikTok about it, and I met a bunch of random people. Ended up having the best time ever, and found a few better girls anyways. September 29th is my dad's birthday, and his biggest dream was to see the world, and so my last state was Alaska. So I booked a flight to Alaska and saw the Northern Lights on my dad's birthday. This is gonna be my home for the next few days. If you look closely, you can see the Northern Lights behind me. What the hell? That's so crazy! Oh my god! I love you so much, Dad. This is the most amazing birthday present I've ever gotten. So 4 months ago, this barber saved my ass. I was about to fly out for my best friend's wedding, and this was the only barbershop still open. I even felt worse because I didn't have any cash on me. He still agreed to do it for free even though he was about to close. This man works so freaking hard on my haircut, and he only charges $6. How are you even living in Manhattan making only $6 per haircut? My dad always taught me to give back, so for my 25th birthday, I flew from Alaska to New York City to give him a little present. Do you remember me? Okay.
Oh, friends. Oh, you're playing.
It's for you. Last time you cut my hair for free, so I want to do so much so nice. Oh shit. So what did I learn at this video? Well, if you noticed, at the start of September, I was extremely happy and I was just doing everything to chase adventure. And towards the end of the video, my mental health was pretty low. But it's not correlated to my TikTok followers, which has constantly gone up. And I guess the thing that I've learned is not to chase happiness for myself. Happiness is so fleeting. But at the end of the day, if you have a bigger goal, there are days where you're not going to be doing so well. You're going to feel more fulfilled. If I could give any advice to any aspiring creator out there, start now. I never thought I could do this. I thought I was going to work at an office job my entire life. And just a year later, maybe not the most successful creator in the world, but I'm able to make a decent living. Yeah, I've been living out of my car and I've gone through a lot of tough times but it just seems all worth it to me. Peace, Food Crew.